All right, guys. So I'm not gonna like this is gonna be a my year part 2, right? But 2023, right? So by the time you see this, the Friday that I'm supposed to be posted is not like the 31st. The 31st is Monday, right? So I'm recording this on Tuesday, and that Friday I'm dropping a music video. So I'm excited to do that. I would just want to talk about my 2023. 2023 was probably some of the best time, but some of the worst times of my life. Mainly worst. January through, I say April, were probably some of the best months of my life, right? It was just fun. I was doing stuff. I was working on music, crafting my voice and my sound, and mixing and whatnot. And then May to October fucking sucked dick, dude. I'm talking about like full on, was not in the right mental space. I was crying all the time. I was like, it just wasn't good. And the reason if you can put like 2 and 2 together, everybody knows why it wasn't good. But it's those moments that you need to appreciate the most, because pain is inevitable. I don't know if that's how you say it, but it's inevitable. It's gonna happen eventually. Oh, never mind. It's gonna happen eventually, whether you like it or not. It's gonna happen, right? And it sucks because it's like you think you're like, it's kind of like a disease, you know? Like pain is like a disease. I know that's a crazy analogy, but like let me give me a second. Pain, it's like you try to avoid it as best as possible, right? But eventually one day you're still gonna get sick or get a disease, right? Because like you can't be healthy for like 4 years in a row. Like that's insane. You have one day at least to be like, oh, I got a stuffy nose, or I got a cough, or my throat hurts, right? And that's normal. And that's what pain is, right? So because of that disease that you get from that pain, from that disease that you get from a sickness, right? And that all that, feeling bad, blah, 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 all that shit. Once you heal from it, you become stronger. And that's where the saying goes, whatever doesn't kill you, make you stronger. And that's what pain is. So I'm grateful for it, even though it's fucking sucked dick. But it was nice. It was necessary in my life, because all good things come to an end, whether you like it or not, whether you want, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's just like over and over again. If it's like good constantly, you're gonna have something bad. Yeah, just everything that good happens is gonna end eventually. And that's another lesson I had to really experience during this year, was that it was up, down a little bit, up, down a little bit, and then and when that happens, when you have so many setbacks, have so much pain that you can't even process on the spot, it makes you feel like shit. It fucking breaks you down mentally, physically, all of that shit. And that's what I went through this year. I was happy, like generally happy. Like I said last video, what I remember I was generally happy was October, November, December, January, February, right? No, just January, February, yeah. Those 5 months, right? And then after that, it kind of going down a little bit. And that's not a me thing or a her thing. That's just a life thing. I mean, it is a me thing because I was just fucked up. Like, not druggy fucked up, but like just like mentally fucked up. The lesson I needed to face was that it's not always gonna be this good all the time, and that's what happened. I lost my friend, lost my girlfriend. I broke a couple people's hearts that I wish I didn't have no intention to, but I did it anyway. It's just, it doesn't, that shit affects a lot of people mentally. And I'm very vocal and open about how I feel, like just in general. Like, I don't care if it's like some random dude on the street. I don't care if it's like you guys. I don't care if it's anything in that like area. The only thing I really care about is they use it against me and like my character. That's what I really don't like. And that's what a lot of people my age do, or like a lot of people that I know. I've been very open to them and very communicative. Very communicative to them, and they use that shit against me, and that made me feel like shit. And that made me feel like I can't open to anybody again because they're just gonna use it against me. And it happened twice, 3 times. No, four times. So now whenever that opportunity comes, or whenever that feeling of sadness of someone says like either my significant other, not saying I have one right now, but just like in an example, like they ask me, hey, what's wrong? I'll be like, nothing, I'm okay. They know that there's something wrong. Like I said before, if you know something's wrong, you can tell it in my body, you can see it. I just don't want to, like, all that happened during the summer and like beginning of the school year. I don't want to be like that ever again. I was so miserable, sad, heartbroken, uncomfortable. And it was mostly because of school. And seeing those people again really made me definitely realize now, it's just like I'm better off without them. You know, I'm better off just being who I am and focusing on my goals than to be worried about. And that first day back was brutal. I walked into my second block and I saw, right, and I was like, like internally, I was like, fuck, you know. But then the rest of the year, I say, like mid-November, I started to really like pick myself back up again and be like, okay, like, it's fine. They're gonna do what they do. I'm gonna do what I do. And it's just it's gonna be okay. So I started picking myself back up. And then those people started to talk to me again. I accepted one back into my life, and the others I was like, absolutely not. So this year has been truly great and bad. Mainly bad. Because, like January to April is what? It's 4 months. And then from May, June, July, August, September, October, November, that's 7. Right? So, right? And then I can't do math right now because I usually count my fingers, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's not acceptable, and it's not very like I said before, with pain, you have to look for some sort of like a reliever, you know, because when you're sick, you take medicine to relieve. But with pain, like internal pain or mentally pain, like I'm talking about like feeling, when I say pain, I mean like mentally pain. When you have that in you, it's hard to find something to get it out. There was a quote from this movie with Matthew Lillard, he's my favorite actor, right? And it was like, no, you never get over it. But you recover, but you never get over it. That's how I feel, you know? It's just, I'll get over it, but I'll never forget that it happened. Like, that shit was traumatic as fuck. I woke up every single morning during the summer with anxiety racing through my body. Like, I used to wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, 5, like early, and be so anxious of what's gonna happen that day. Like, that shit is insane. And school just made it 16 times worse. I've had it under control, and as soon as I went back, it was you know? I cried in school. Like, I don't think anybody saw me, but I cried. Like, I was crying a little bit in school. It was just, I was stressed and anxious and just wasn't the best. So I feel like the two main, I don't know if it's two, but the lessons I've learned this year most definitely are: be careful who you put your trust in. Be careful who you surround yourself with, because you're the product of your own environment. It's no matter how much strong will you have, one day it will break, and one day you will do the stupid shit that your friend did, or that your like person did. Especially as teenagers do. I feel like when you're older and a little more mature, that's definitely like not a possibility. But when you're like my age, most definitely it's gonna be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should, you know? Which is not true for my case, but definitely true for other people's case. And then I think the final lesson would be is don't let your emotions impact your way of thinking, right? Because I'm very emotional. That's why I'm an artist. That's why I make videos. That's why I just do a lot of art shit, because I'm very emotional as a human. And a lot of those thoughts really fucked with me, and really it made me sad. Because like everything happened so fast, and everything was so like quick just to turn, like just like that. And it just did not make me feel good. And it just did not make me feel like I was good enough, you know? Like, I've been in that place before where I had, like, absolutely nobody. Like, I feel... It's a dog. That car is fucking loud as shit. Oh, my God. I've been in that spot before where I've just been just alone and cold, and like just doesn't want to talk to anybody. And it took me a while to be like, oh, maybe I should, not do this anymore, right? That was that summer of 2021. Yeah, right. My girlfriend broke up. My first ever real girlfriend, broke up with me. And that shit sucked. And then she said some shit, and that made me feel like shit too. And then my best friend, who was my best friend at the time, stopped being friends with me because of what she said, which wasn't true. But then it happened, and I was all alone that summer. I think my brother, not my biological brother, but my like friend who is a brother. He's probably the only person that's ever physically and emotionally been there for me, and actually like understands what I'm talking about, and actually understands like what's going on. Like I know I'm very like it's a contrast. I'm very emotional how I talk to people, and how like I'm very open to be like, yeah, I'm not feeling so good today, or like I'm not feeling the best today. But the moment like you use that shit against me, like I said before, that's done. Like, it's gonna be really hard for me to open up to you again. Then this summer, 2023 summer, it's just that I had physically nobody again. I thought I was never gonna be in this situation before, but it happened so fast, and I felt like I just couldn't. I had to keep going, because I don't want to be in that state again like I was before freshman year. And it was the same situation too. I mean, a little different, but like, girlfriend broke up with me, best friends stopped being friends, stuff, that shit. And the only person I really I generally wanted to talk to was my brother. Like he was the only person that was really there for me, besides like my parents and whatnot, and this one girl that I feel like she only listened to me because she liked me. That's another thing too. People who like you attractively, they will only listen to you. This goes both ways, like guys, girls. Guys, I feel like it's different with guys. It depends on the person. But for girls, from my experience, it's like before y'all start dating, if a girl really finds you attractive and like pretty, and you start to talk to him about serious shit, it's gonna go out one ear and then out the other. Like, they're not going to focus on it that much, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm here for you and I listen and blah blah blah, right? But it's just like as long as it's not affecting them, they don't care. That's another fucked up thing I had to learn. That's another lesson, is that like not everybody's gonna give a fuck, you know? I mean, I already knew that, but like from like friends and stuff like that, like they just don't care, you know? And it's just like, what? Fuck. Like, I show everybody the same. The reason why I'm so nice to everybody and so like caring to everybody, because I didn't have that. Besides my parents, I didn't have that with a friend or a significant other. I just never had that feeling of acceptance or, you know, like affirmation or affection. So I try to go around being like, I'm here for you. I really am. Like, I mean that shit for real. And I am. I'm here for anybody. Anybody who wants to talk, anybody who wants to listen. I'm really there for them. Like, just call me, text me. I don't care what time it is. If I don't respond, I'm sleeping. I'm sorry, but I can be here for anybody. And I try to be. I really do. Like, regardless of how I feel in the moment, that doesn't matter. That's not my priority anymore. But, so, next year, I feel like it's going to be a huge difference between relationships and school and all that shit. Like, for human nature, they're scared to change, and that's so true. Change is such a difficult thing to understand. It's so like, you don't know if it's gonna happen or you don't know what's not gonna happen type of shit, you know? I'm excited for 2024 but scared at the same time. But in 2024, Cardi's dropping, so that's exciting. So I hope everybody watching this video is doing great mentally, physically, emotionally, all that shit. And if you ever need somebody to talk to, my Instagram, TikTok, all that shit is always open, and I'm always willing to talk to anybody privately or publicly about anything. Like anything like that involves like mental health, not like beef and shit like that. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, let's grow the fuck up a little bit. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope everyone has a good day today, or a good week, a good year. Oh, I also hope everybody has a good 2024 and had a good 2023. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which is probably gonna be next year. But I'm not saying that I'll see you next year shit, because that is stupid. But bye, guys.